Welcome back to the second segment on ILFL Soccer Nights. As I just said before, we're going to look at some of the results, the ILFL League Cup results. So to get the excitement out of the way, if I can get the results shown on the screen. Beaumont winning 4-1 against Hawk and Eagle, and Bromley convincingly beats in Esprit 9-2. Again, we come back to Hawk and Eagle, because 4-1 against... I suppose it's a distraction, it's a cup game.
Yeah.
But do you see the match, or are you getting feedback for the match itself?
Yeah, I mean, we were there. Feedback was, I mean, a lot of the players we missed some of our players, key players on that day.
In a cup game against a very informed, good Beaumont, you don't need players missing, because I was actually watching the match, and to be honest...
still was going to get beat.
Yes, they started off quite nicely the first 5-10 minutes, but after that, Beaumont just controlled. A couple of guys, Bobby in midfield, Azzi, Polash, they'll just control the full game, and the Hawk and Eagle had basically, it was men's against voices. I know Ajmal was managing, he just couldn't change things. One thing I did see is the players didn't have that passion or that desire to fight back. So once they went 2-1 back, they're actually winning 1-0.
1-0 at the start,
Then Beaumont did not panic, they knew they had to control the game, they dominated the game, I would say, in possession-wise, chances-wise, but Hawk and Eagle just sat back, and you can see the drive wasn't there, and management obviously from the sideline as well trying. But credit to Beaumont, Arif's team. I know Arif wasn't there yesterday, but Tanjim looked after the team. It's a very convincing win, so you're into the semi-final. The second game, Bromley winning 9-2 against Esprit. Yes, Esprit Division 1 team. Yes, Bromley well-established team. I don't think Esprit should take it to heart. It's an experience for them to play against an established team, get a flavour of what it's like to play against the big boys, so to speak. Would you want to add anything else to that?
I think you took the words right out of my mouth. It's definitely an experience for Esprit. You know, I mean, if you look at the league standing, you know, there's sort of, you know, Esprit doing fantastic on the first division in the sort of respective division, and Bromley not doing so well. And Bromley scored around about 32 goals, and Esprit around about 40. You know, I mean, if anything, I would have thought that Esprit would have try and, you know, score a few more goals, but 9-2, you know, it kind of reflects the strengths and weaknesses, you know, and Bromley being Bromley.
I think to be fair, I know I found out from Spirit Management that they also had key players missing. I know it wasn't the best of weather yesterday, so to come against a established Premiership side and then have 3 or 4 your key players missing, that again doesn't really help. But that's really down to management to make sure, as we said about Hawk and Eagle, if you're going to play against in a cup, in a quarter-final, you've got to get your full squad. If 1 or 2 is missing, it's fine, but have 3 or 4 missing, then obviously it's
1 or 2 is kind of, you know, I mean, a good team should be able to absorb 1 or 2 missing players, but 3 or 4 is really hard work, you know. It's not easy, because you have 1 or 2 key players, you know, and they make all the difference. And as soon as they're out of the equation, you know, what do, you know, and suddenly you're playing...
they're relying on those
They're relying on those players, and then suddenly when those players are missing, you're fielding a team that hasn't played with each other, or not used to playing. You know, somebody just comes from nowhere and starts playing, and you don't know how they play. So, you know, those things, it takes time to gel in, you know, and it creates havoc for teams, you know. So, I mean, if anything, Esprit learnt a few lessons. Obviously, you know, Bromley is a Premier Top Division and team.
And to be honest, Bromley's been quite successful in the recent years in the Cup. And obviously, they know in the league, there's no chance to win the league. This is the only route to another Cup. So obviously, I know Hamid is concentrating and saying, look, league's gone, we've got no chance. At least the Cup's there. It's a one-off game, it's anyone's chance. If we concentrate, I think a bit more. Well, and so hopefully, we'll see what happens in the semi-final. So unlucky to the Spirit. Obviously, it's a good experience, and maybe next year, but at least concentrate. For a newly team to get to the quarterfinals, doing so well in the league, it's credit to you, the team and the management itself. We had 2 other quarterfinals. Seoul versus Beaumont got postponed to next week. And the other game, Ace versus a Redcoat, unfortunately, after 14 minutes, the game was abandoned due to the pitch condition. The referee deemed unplayable. So that, again, will be played next week. So those 2 fixtures, the other 2 quarterfinals, will be played next week. Keep an eye on the fixtures to see the venue and the time of kickoff. And hopefully we'll see which 2 teams progress with Beaumont and Bromley going into the semi-final. Whilst we're on that subject, we know the 2 teams there in the semi-final. They must be thinking this is a chance to, you know, at least 1 step away from the final. Both Bromley and Beaumont will be hoping that they avoid each other in the semi-final.
This is where it gets quite exciting, you know, and you know, you've got Beaumont and Bromley, two of the most traditional ILFL teams, you know, with a very rich history. Yeah, I mean, you know, reaching this far, it's okay for some of the big teams. If you look at it in a way that, okay, so you went through a cup competition and you come out in the first round, okay, you can take that on the chin and just move on, you know, but having come to semi-final, or even at the final and losing it, you know, it's hard to take it, even for the players. You know, you work so hard to get this far and then suddenly get knocked out right at the end. So it's much more difficult to absorb than you'd be knocked out in the early stages. So if anything, those teams are going to play their best.
Out of the two teams, we know these two teams in the semi-final, of course. Yeah. Who would you put your money on progressing to at least to the final, if not winning the cup itself? Because both teams have a history of winning cup competitions. I know Bromley's history, they won so many tournaments, but mainly cup tournaments, similar to Bromley with winning leagues and cups. So they've got the history, they've got the experience. This is an excellent opportunity to at least get to the final and win the cup itself.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go for Beaumont all the way, obviously, purely because of their performance in cups. I think it's astonishing. Last season, they won, what, triple, didn't they also? I mean,
they've been really successful, and what's good about this year is that Arif obviously is managing, and what he's done is added a bit more quality players, likes of Bobby, likes of Bolly, Ashraf, added to the team, and I think that's given a bit more youth. I think the last couple of seasons they had a lot of older players. This year they seem to have quite a lot of young legs, and I think that's helping. And these legs are quite, not just young, but quite skillful and talented. So best of luck to both Bromley and Beaumont for the semi-final. We'll wait to see who will join them. Would it be Redcoat or Ace, or would it be one of the teams from Seoul versus Bedet? So we'll see those fixtures next week. Now, if we look at the fixtures for next week, which is, we've got a Premiership division. There's two fixtures. There's London Tigers versus Beaumont. There's Reach Out versus Bromley, and first division fixture there is Stepney B versus AMY. These are the fixtures for next week. But please do keep a check on the website. There could be some changes because next Sunday we have a one-day tournament which Nan will discuss a bit more, the Vets Championship tournament. So there may be some changes with the fixtures. So keep an eye on the fixtures the next 48 hours if there's any changes. And that brings me to Nano, if you want to discuss about the Vets Championship which takes place next Sunday.
Yes, this sort of coming Sunday, it's a whole day tournament. And we've pretty much secured 12 teams to participate, and those teams are not just in London, it's right across the nation. So the idea behind this new tournament is that to bring in all of the teams in the whole of the UK together in one spot. Now, there is no sort of issues with sort of ethnicity or anything, because you know we've seen a lot of tournaments that have that sort of issue. There's this sort of barrier.
So it's an open tournament for all to participate.
It's an open tournament for all to participate, and we kind of feel that, you know, I mean, we're all in the same community, and a lot of people kind of miss out. And we're trying to bring everyone together. So that's the idea behind it, and hopefully we're going to be running it on a biannual basis. So that's twice a year. So once in the winter and once in the summer. Now this is the first sort of one that we're doing ever. So it's starting small. We've got 12 teams, and you know we're looking to grow this, you know, into something much bigger, and hopefully we will get there. But you know,
so in short, it's basically it's going to happen twice a year. It's like a curtain raiser before the Vets League starts, which you can confirm starts the following week, Thursday, 26th of January.
Yeah.
So that's good. And you said you got 12 teams. It's a 7-a-side tournament. What are the rules they need to know about, the formation,
The rules are going to be very much aligned with our Veterans League. So it will have like sort of free yard, free kick, and you know, free step penalties and stuff like that. It will be proper throws. There's going to be no offside. Players will be allowed in the goalie area, that kind of stuff. So I mean, all of the information about rules and the structure and the format, the number of games, everything will be emailed out. If not tomorrow, then on Wednesday, hopefully. So that should give you enough time for
the. So all the participants will be informed via email with all the breakdowns of rules and regulation. Again, Quest, I think it's once we touch the league starts on the 26th, the VL8, the Vets League. This is an excellent opportunity to obviously try out new players, test on players, and see your competition. Obviously, there's certain teams playing within the league. There's some teams coming from outside. I think it's perfect opportunity for a current raiser to try players.
Absolutely, and I think it just sets off the season for everyone. Sort of going in with a tournament, and obviously how we've planned it, as Nanu said, it's going to grow every year. We've already had 12 teams, you know, we've had more interest, but we have to be careful how we sort of carry it out. But
Yeah,
the
most
interest is there, and then once ILFL is involved, everyone wants to, because
I mean, we want to be able to deliver a proper sort of tournament. You know, we don't want to be delivering a tournament with 50 teams on the first season, because we know we can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, we need to grow it slowly. So, and the way to do it is trial out to see how it works out, and then you learn from your mistakes and you carry on and make it bigger and bigger and bigger. But if you just want to go straight to 24, 36 teams, it's just not going to work. You know,
So tell me, you said you've got 12 teams. So what's the breakdown? What's the actual? How you gonna? What's the formation or what's the structure?
Okay, just for the benefit of the teams, because some of the teams that we appreciate is going to be traveling from quite a distance, and we want to, you know, and they may not qualify for the knockout stages. So just to be fair and amicable to all of the teams, we're going to have 3 groups with 4 teams in each group. So each
3
team,
groups of 4 teams, basically. Yeah?
correct, yeah. So the top 2 from each of those groups will qualify for the next round.
For the quarterfinals?
For the quarterfinals, including best 2 losers from those 3 groups.
Best 2 third places.
Third place is correct, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So those 8 teams will qualify for the next round. That's
So
the format.
basically, in terms of value for money, out of the 12 teams, 8 teams will qualify. Only 4 teams will lose out. So
only
again,
4 teams will lose
there's
out,
more
and
chance
those
for-
teams that will kind of lose out, they'll still get plenty of game time. So my advice is, you know, there's 12 players will be allowed to register for each team.
12 players
12 players
maximum.
maximum, and including the manager as well. So we want to make sure that, you know,
If the manager's playing, obviously.
if the manager's playing, obviously, yeah. They can't be the 13th player, because that would be bad luck. But anyway, so yes, we want to make sure that everybody gets plenty of game time, because you know, it's not just about coming and winning a tournament and taking a trophy with you. You know, it's coming and having a nice
I think
time.
that structure is good, actually, because if you're saying 2 third places go through, even if your last game, if you know that one more win or draw, there's a chance of getting through, sneaking through. Because we've seen in a lot of other competitions,
Exactly.
sometimes the third or second place ends up winning the tournament itself. So
Yeah.
it's open to everyone. You know, even the last game, you have to take it seriously, play to your full potential, and there's a chance. As I said, once again, when the West League starts on the 26th, this is an excellent opportunity. These are teams, so without further ado, why don't we actually do the draw so we know exactly which groups they're in. So what we're going to do, me and Koes will pick out the teams. We'll go in order. So the first team will be Group A, second team will be Group B, third team will be Group C, and we'll continue on that basis.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
And Nano, if you can just obviously delegate and write down and
Sure.
confirm all the results, yeah? Right, without further ado, shall I go first with Group A?
You go first.
Right, the first team for Group A is... Who's the lucky team? Berry Park Saracen. I believe that's Siam's team, isn't it, Nano?
Correct.
They're in Group A.
Is this Group A or B?
Yeah, you're doing first team from Group B?
Group B, yeah.
Okay, first team from Group B is, right, Northwest All-Stars.
Great.
All outside teams, I guess.
Yeah, I think, if I'm correct, they are from up north, from, I think it's Oldham, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
Okay, if you want to just leave that there. Now, the first team from Group C will be, wow, London Tigers, the champions from a Vets League. We'll be looking to hopefully win it.
So Group
Right.
A.
Yeah.
The second
Next
team
one.
from Group A.
Okay, second team from Group A is All-Stars.
That's the team that we don't know much about. But hopefully by the end of the week we'll know a lot about them.
Okay, let's do the second team from Group B. Our very own Division 2 champions, Workhouse. They'll be in Group B with Northwest All-Stars.
Yep.
Second team from Group C.
Is, right, Beaumont Masters.
Oh.
Wow.
With London Tigers.
London Tigers, that's a good one.
Right. The third team in Group A is, Sylhet FC. They've been quite successful in Vets tournaments because they're a team made up of players from a lot of the teams, so they're quite successful. They could be one of the dark horses for the tournament.
Right, next one
The
is,
third team from
third team
from Group B.
Shonaliotit.
I'm all behind Sonaliotit.
The original Vets.
Okay.
All right, the third team
Yep.
in Group C to join London Tigers and Beaumont is St. Albans. That says it all, where they're from.
Group C is looking very interesting.
Okay.
Next one is Weavers.
How interesting.
Weavers are Vets League Cup winners, doing quite well. Right, the fourth team from Group B is Revive Legends.
That leaves.
One more team.
That only leaves one more team.
Oh, can you go? Can you go? There we go, just to confirm it all.
Okay, so that was the draw. The three groups, Group A, B, and C done. What we're going to do is discuss in more details in the third segment. We're going to discuss about the fixtures, and we'll discuss a bit more about this tournament next segment. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll discuss further vets. So don't go away, stay with us. We'll see you in a moment.